Hi everyone, welcome back to episode 3 of Pressure Painting and Peace. So today I'm going to be talking about my personal stress management tactics that I have been using for years and years that I know have calmed me down or kind of relaxed me when I'm super stressed and don't know what to do. So these have nothing to do with Thiel's process or anything like that. This is just all personal to me and not really scientifically proven, if you will, but it's just something I enjoy doing that makes me happy and makes me feel more relaxed throughout my days. So the first thing, which I'm sure you've heard all over the internet and everywhere in the world, is to take a self-care day. So I usually put on a face mask, put my hair up, and just take a shower or take a bath, which I can't do now because my apartment doesn't have a bath. But if I did, I would be taking a bath and using bath bombs from Lush and all that fun stuff. And just after that, I can sit down on my couch, relax, and watch some TV. And what I've been watching and the shows I definitely recommend are Community and BoJack Horseman. I haven't seen all of Community yet, but I have watched BoJack Horseman through and through like multiple times. It's a great show and it can make you laugh and make you feel sad at the same time, and it's a really well written show and I highly recommend it. And same with Community, it's very well written, awesome storyline, and I love the characters in all of the episodes. So another thing I do if I'm feeling stressed out is sit down and create something. So this can be anything you already know, like I already know how to paint, so I can do that to truly relax and just create something that I'm proud of. But if you don't paint, there are so many other hobbies you can do. I've really tried out different hobbies and seen what I like and what I don't like, and during this quarantine time, there's so much time on my hands that I can sit down and create whatever I want. So recently I actually bought a punch needling kit off of Amazon, and this helped me create this, which isn't really much, but it was my first time punch needling. And I don't know, I just wanted to try something new. I had seen people doing it on YouTube and I was really interested in it because I have all this yarn because I do knit and I also love knitting, but during this time I haven't really knit because I just think to myself like it's summer and it's hot and I don't want to knit. But yeah, I've been trying punch needling and I want to make a bunch of pillows out of it and maybe give it to my friends, stuff like that. So I've been buying yarn like crazy and stuff like that and just creating little portraits out of yarn. Another thing I've been doing is playing around with clay. I bought some air dry clay off of Amazon, but I really want to buy some oven baked clay because I think pottery is like a really cool medium and something I've always wanted to get into. But I just always thought like you need a pottery wheel to do it, but you don't, you really don't. You could just use the most basic tools. Like I made a little flower pot and what I used to make this was just like a leftover jar of like tomato sauce I had to roll it out to be flat, and I used that same jar to like cut out the bottom part, and it was like very easy, and you just let it sit there and air dry or bake it if you have baking clay, and you can paint it however you want it to look. And all these things are just different creations you can make, and there's so many options. You can teach yourself how to paint if you don't already know how to paint. You can teach yourself how to create clothing, which I've been working on. I have a whole bin full of fabric that I need to get through, but I have all this fabric and I wanted to learn how to like make shirts and stuff like that. So I worked on a couple of projects where I made some shirts and they're a little rough, but it's my first time making any type of clothing, and it was very like relaxing to like jump into something new, and it really entertains you to a point to where you kind of forget about your stress. So another thing I do is bullet journaling, and bullet journaling is something I have tried and dabbled with for many years and never like really knew what to do because there's a lot of stress behind bullet journaling in the community because people think that you need to have like a perfect bullet journal and it needs to have perfect handwriting and all these different templates that need to be in it, but it's not like that at all in my bullet journal. It's very simple, and as you can see, I've been going through it quite a bit. Last December is when I started it, and with my bullet journal, it's extremely basic. There's no trackers, there's nothing super special about it except for all the embellishments I add. So this was my July layout. And yeah, I just kind of take things from around me, like I press some leaves, which I put in a lot of my pages. And a lot of the things on here are all just stickers I bought off of Etsy or Amazon, stuff like that. And that's all I do for my bullet journal. I just put a monthly layout, and then I also have the weekly layout, which has like things I know will be happening that week. So I have like the meetings I have for my internship, and when a printer delivery is coming, so I know that it's coming that day, so I'll be prepared. And I also have my to-do list for the day. So these are all these different days and lists that I make to kind of keep me on track for the day, so I know that I'm being productive when I cross something out or add something new to it, and it just kind of keeps me entertained throughout the day. I think if you want to have a planner, you can always buy one that's already like preset and stuff like that, but if you really want to make it your own and you have a specific style in mind, I think bullet journaling is a great way to start out. And you can buy a really cheap journal. It doesn't have to be super expensive. I didn't buy the journal I'm using right now. My friend actually took a bookbinding class and he gave me this journal because he didn't really want it or know what to do with it. So I was like, okay, I'll take it and I'll see what I could do. So I just started bullet journaling in this, and I've been doing it since last December, and it's been really relaxing, a lot of fun, and it's easy to keep track of when it's just day-to-day stuff and you don't have to track like how much water you're drinking or what you're eating that day, how many calories you intake. You don't have to make it like that, but if you do want to track that kind of thing and you want to make it like maybe like a health bullet journal or like a feelings bullet journal, you can have so many different templates that you can find on Pinterest or on YouTube. There's a lot of bullet journalers on YouTube that make their own videos about how they make their templates and how they set everything up. And you can take a lot of advice from them or just wing it and go with your own thing. And the last thing I do to like kind of de-stress is bake. And I have loved baking since I was a kid. I started out like baking cookies and stuff like that, but then I moved into like cakes and I got bored with that, so I started doing bread, and there's just so many things I love to do with baking and new recipes I like to try out. Just recently I made my first loaf of bread in a very long time that was actually successful. I just found the recipe on Pinterest and I made it right here in my apartment, and it was super easy. It was 4 ingredients like flour, water, salt, and yeast. And a lot of people are struggling to find yeast right now, but when I found some yeast, I bought like 6 packs because I needed to be prepared. But yeah, if you can't find the ingredients or if you can't physically go out and get the ingredients, just have it delivered to you from either Amazon. There's like grocery stores that deliver now, and there's so many options that can help you bake in your kitchen or cook in your kitchen. Like recently I cooked a meal that was a 3-course meal for like a date night, and me and my boyfriend cooked it, and it was under $20. It was really great and really good, and it looked like so professional, but it was so cheap because it was just like chicken and like cauliflower. It was very easy and felt very rewarding to make something. So I think the central theme of everything in this video is to create. Creating is something that relaxes me, and that's because I'm a very artistic person and it's who I've always been. And if that's not something that you like to do, then you don't have to do that. You just find different ways to de-stress. If you like to cook, cook. If you like to knit, knit. It's very simple, and just take your mind off of everything that's going on around you. It's like get involved in something that is time consuming and also relaxing and rewarding in the end. I think what people forget to consider is that not everything's gonna work for you. And this process that I've been going through with Teal, it might not work for you, but the things I talked about in this video that are just a little more basic and unstructured might work for you. I typically rely on structure, and that really de-stresses me because structure just gives me something to do every day and something to look forward to. But if you like to live your life where it's a little unstructured and a little more random, then this might not be for you. It might just be easier for you to create or cook whenever you want, stuff like that. Just do whatever you think will make you the happiest, and I think that's the best way to de-stress. So in all my videos, I do a little painting to kind of showcase my artwork, but it really pertains to this video because I was creating this while I was de-stressing. In the background, you can see that I was watching a show and just enjoying myself through this entire process. This is one of the largest paintings I've done in a very long time with acrylic, and it was hard for me to kind of get into the zone, but once I did and I started laying out everything that I really loved about the painting, it turned out the way I wanted it to. And my style is probably not for everyone, but I really enjoyed making this, and of course the result is what kind of de-stressed me, because I got to look at it and see that I did create something that I was ultimately proud of. So that's it for me today. I hope you enjoyed learning about my day-to-day tactics that help me de-stress, and try them out for yourself and let me know what you think. Thank you, and I'll see you next week.